not see any need in holding on to life, and thus indicating his readiness to take his life, Siddhanta Sarasvati began to cry. Srila Gorakishore Das Babaji's heart was melted to see this, so he told him to take bath in the Sarasvati and then come back to him. At the time of initiation, he gave Siddhanta Sarasvati the name Sri Vashabhanavi Devi Daita Das. This pastime bears a striking resemblance to the relationship between Narottam Das Thakur and Lokanath Goswami. Lokanath Goswami was also an extremely humble and renounced Paramahamsa who was reluctant to take any disciples, considering himself unqualified, but finally accepted Narottam Das Thakur as his only disciple. It shows how eager and determined one must be for the mercy of a pure devotee of Krishna. And of course that's what we take from this. Not that we should be running around trying to jump off bridges, but we should show that single-minded determination, and within our hearts we should have that mood that what value does this life have if I cannot have the mercy of the actual representative of the personality of Godhead, and as described in the purport to verse Bhagavad Gita verse 241, one should have a living spiritual master. You know, it describes there that the spiritual master knows how to guide the disciple. And so, coming in the line from Srila Prabhupada, those personalities who very expertly are able to present the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and the what we should learn from Prabhupada's activities, we should take from such persons guidance from a living Shiksha and, or Diksha Guru, or both, and in this way take that as our life and soul. How do we develop such attachment? We develop such attachment as we become more familiar with the spiritual master, with Krishna. We understand that they have given something which is an incomparable gift of eternal blissful life to us who are unqualified for such a gift. And naturally, when we come across persons of such, compassion in this world, you see, we have in this world, because of the coronavirus in Australia, we have a toilet paper issue. There's no compassion. No compassion. All the poor elderly people and, people who have some difficulty, who cannot fight their way through the, to the toilet paper aisles, they're just going to miss out. Even though they may be more qualified to, have it. Some people have urgent need for toilet paper. But here, so in the world you'll not find anyone like the spiritual master and who will risk their life to give Krishna consciousness to others who may not even be qualified to accept that. So it's natural, if once we get to understand the glories of the spiritual master, actual spiritual masters who follow in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one will naturally become very attached to them. And if we become attached to their instructions, then even if they leave this world, then we will feel their full presence within their instructions, and in this way our life will be successful. So I'm just going to leave it there if anyone has any questions or comments. Well, we already have a world Acharya, don't we? What's that? Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's interesting because we already have a world Acharya. Yeah.
It struck me as being slightly offensive. That there's this notion that there's going to be another world Acharya.
Yes.
As good as Prabhupada. Whereas the prediction is that there will be the seventh Bhaktivedanta that comes. And I don't know, it disturbs me because it kind of makes Prabhupada's position, it diminishes his position as the preeminent Siksha Guru, the founder Acharya.
Yes.
And I don't think that role or that position can be easily duplicated by anybody, whether it's male or female.
I was giving that's right. I was giving the example at the beginning of class that when Prabhupada was in Mayapur and there was one sannyasi devotee and Prabhupada went down to the bank leaning on that disciple, taking his hand, and then when he got down he pushed him away. And he said this is the impersonalist mentality, that they take advantage of the Guru and then when they've got what they want then they reject them. And of course the interesting thing is the only way someone, although it won't happen, but the only way someone can actually become an Acharya is that they actually take the help from Srila Prabhupada. They will study his books, they will take advantage of his movements, take everything that he has given so that they can become a guru, and then becoming a self-proclaimed world guru, they have done it by the grace of Srila Prabhupada and then rejected him. And it's the same philosophy. Prabhupada's response to that is the story of the tiger and the mouse, which is a very nice story, and that we will see. That will play out many times. There's no doubt that people want to take those positions, but this will be the story that we tell before and after those events, and that is that there was a little mouse who approached a great powerful yogi because the mouse was being chased by a cat. And so the yogi, who could understand the little mouse, what do you want? So, the yogi's meditating in the cave. I'm being chased by this cat. What do you want then? I want to be a strong cat. Become a cat. So he transformed him into a cat. Cat went away. Comes back later. What do you want? I'm being chased by dogs. What do you want? I want to become a dog. Become a dog. Goes out, big dog. Comes back. Now I'm being chased by, what was it the next? Bigger dogs or something? Jackals or something. So, what do you want? I want to become tiger. Become a tiger. So then the tiger is sitting there looking at the yogi, the guru, eyes, licking his lips. What do you want? I want to eat you. Oh, again become a mouse. Squeak, squeak, squeak. That is the only thing that will happen. So, from world Acharya to mouse they will become. But we have, when I was on the farm, there was a very famous guru who, although claiming to, teach from the same books as Srila Prabhupada, etc., was always undermining Srila Prabhupada's stature. And so when some of the members of the farm said to me, oh, he's doing a seminar, over the weekend right next to the farm. Let's go see him. And I immediately felt unchaste, immediately when they said that, I said, why do I want to see him? I said, it's like, saying that to me is like if someone says to the wife of a husband, You know, so she's married, she loves her husband, and the neighbours come in, oh, there's a nice man moved into the neighbourhood. Come and see. And the wife's thinking, what? There's nothing to look at. There's no interest. You know, it's just unchaste for even to be inquisitive like that. So here we have this philosophy here, how, you know, one is, you know, the proper mood of love and attachment to the spiritual master is one is prepared to die, but we cannot invent a new philosophy where we want the spiritual master to disappear. It's a whole different philosophy. This is the actual teaching. Yeah. But, yeah. All right, let's leave it there. So thank you very much for your comments. Hare Krishna. Jai.